And my talk's really primarily focused around commerciality, but commerciality through an HR lens rather than just from a sales and marketing perspective. People, the whole people agenda and the whole engagement goes absolutely hand in hand with customer centricity. And I actually genuinely believe that they are much closer than most people would probably think about. And more that I've actually done both roles, I've actually come to learn that lots of organisations are now putting the two together. Because the message internally that you give should be something that's reflective externally as well. If you listen to your customers and you listen to your colleagues well enough, they'll tell you how to run your business. And it sort of stuck with me for a long time because it's so true. All very well doing an engagement survey, but what do you do with the results of the engagement survey? What's the engagement survey really saying? And what's your customers really saying? What we've worked a lot on in our business is the link between engagement of employees, net promoter scores, so customer surveys, and then revenue and retention, and what that linkage is. And it's, I can show you stats that link the three together extremely well. And there's a really solid case. We're talking about business cases for CFOs and CEOs. That's exactly what we've got. We've got business cases that show that highly engaged workforce produce really good customer service and produce more retention of revenue and actually encourage people to come to us as well. From an HR perspective, if you want to understand what's going on in your business, if you want to understand what's going on with the engagement within your business, go and talk to customers and they will tell you. Tuesday night I was at a dinner in the city, came back to Paddington Station, and Paddington Station was closed on Tuesday night because of the trains. Now, that is not the fault of the folk who are trying to do their best in trying to reduce the stress and somewhat anger of 800-900 people. You know, one of them said, one of the employees, and I really felt for her, she said, look, it's not my fault. I'm not empowered to put a bus on. I'm not empowered to give you a refund. And I really felt, and I thought, there's a classic example of really poor customer service and engagement for an employee. And if HR really wants to be commercial, that's where we've got to go. We've got to go and help those folk. We've got to be at the front line, but there's also an opportunity for good communication. And a couple of other things I wanted to share with you, and I am a bit of a pain in the backside, and all the people in the room will know that, because I sort of read stuff, and what I try and do all the time is I try and put myself into a customer's shoes. I just think all the time, if I was a customer, what would I want? Because when I get really good customer service, you know about it. And unfortunately, it's actually the exception rather than the rule. So my big pet hate at the moment is out-of-office replies. Two different out-of-office replies. And the first one is definitely not what I like to see, which basically says something on the lines of, hi, thanks for your email, I'm out of the office. That's it. Thanks for your email, I'm out of the office. So from a customer point of view, if you're a customer-centric business, how would that feel? For me, that would feel, I'm out of the office, good luck. If you've got any queries, good luck, crack on. There's nothing to do with me, I'm out, thank you, I'm very busy. The second one talks about, it's actually from our internal comms manager, and what she says is something on the lines of, at SD Worx, we love our customers, however, work-life balance is also very important to us. And I have chosen to work 4 days a week, and it's Friday, and it's my day off, and I'm spending time with my two lovely children. And if you want any help whilst I'm out, being a mum, here's what the details are. And there's the details. And then it says at the end something like, please contact me on Monday. I'd love to get your details, or I'll phone you back on Monday. Simple, costs nothing. But if you think about it, it's a massive reflection of actually who we are as an organisation. We work, and everybody in this room will be the same. We work in an incredibly competitive arena. It might just be the difference that somebody says, actually, that's the culture of an organisation I want to work with. One out-of-office reply, would it actually win or lose us a deal? I don't know. But what it does, it gives us an opportunity to show the type of organisation we are. When you talk about different organisations that are customer-centric, a lot is written, and a lot of people would have already spoke a lot about Zappos, which is a shoe company. A lot's written about it, and some of it I think you can be slightly cynical about. One thing you cannot be cynical about is the values that they instill upon all of their employees. And the one line that I love about Zappos as an organisation is this quote, which is on the slide, which is, Zappos is a customer service company that just happens to sell shoes. And I think that's so powerful, which is actually, first and foremost, what we want to do is make sure that our customers are satisfied, and it just so happens we sell shoes. But just think about it, if you could ingrain that into your organisation as a culture, that actually you're a service organisation, and whatever it is that you did was just a sort of a byproduct of it, it's a completely different place. And I think that's the joy of being in HR, and it's actually one of the things that I love about being in HR is that you can actually go anywhere in the organisation. You can make a huge impact to any organisation by changing the culture. But, and as it's been talked about today, I do genuinely believe that the culture's got to come from the top. It must start from the top, and if it doesn't start from the top, I think that then there is genuine problems. So if you've got a CEO or a board that actually is not really customer-centric, then frankly, I'm not sure what you would do. I would not have any recommendations of that. First and foremost, it's got to come from the very top table. I also believe that internal communication is so fundamental to, and what I've learned, certainly over the last 7 years, is transparency of communication, both from an internal and an external point of view. And a lot is talked about, and probably everybody in this room will have a value which is called integrity. Actually, for me, integrity is much more, I think you can go one on from that, because frankly, integrity for me is either you're truthful or you're not. I don't think there's anything in between. But actually, I think transparency is even more of a challenge for organisations. And transparency for me is that you're prepared to go to a customer and say it's not going well. Transparency is really important. We also, the sales guys, the business development guys, and also our customers, when we go and see a customer or when we go and see a new prospect, the first slide or second slide that we'll use is actually our values. Because if our values are good enough to communicate internally, they definitely should be good enough to communicate externally. Because if they're not, then why have you got them? They're just literally something that we've got on a wall that you don't really believe in.